Hello everyone and welcome to Creations by Autumn. Today we're going to be working with all of these products that you see right here, including this amazing B size transfer. And this was our April Club Couture Vintage Typewriter. So if you are planning on or was a member or is a member of Club Couture, I've talked about that in a past video, but if you want more information, you can definitely comment club below. If you became a Club Couture member in April of this year, 2020, this is the Club Couture transfer that you received in the mail. So this is what I'm going to be working with today and kind of showing you guys what that looks like. This is June 2020, so we'll be getting a new Club Couture transfer for this month, and I will come back and show you guys that as well. But as for today's video, we're going to be working with that. The board that I'm going to be using, this is a chalkboard board. It is the Couture Gallery Board Aiden White 9x12. So if you are looking for this particular board, I have this board on my Chalk site. I will post that in the description box also, but this is a 9x12 Couture Gallery board. It's also reusable, so you can spray, once you do this design, if you want to change it up, you can spray a nice amount of water with our mister, spray a nice amount of water, and then clean it off with a napkin and go from there. And it works out like that, and you can reuse it. This is actually my third time using this particular board. I absolutely love it. I change it up every time that I can, and I have it displayed in my home up right when you walk up my stairs. It's displayed right there, and every time I have someone come, they see that I've changed it for the next time. So it's a really cool board to use and kind of change up. You can add to it, add ribbon, bow, anything you would like to add to it, you can. So that's the amazing thing about this board. The pastes that we're going to use today, we're going to use the bright white and the candy apple. I haven't used this one, but that's the one we're going to use. Then I have the multi-tool for staring purposes or any small sized areas that I need on the transfer. Then we have our three stair sticks, scissors, small squeegee, and mini squeegee. So those are the things that we're going to use for today's video. So I'm going to put all of these items to the side for right now. Then the first thing that I'm going to use, make sure we got it all cleaned off. The first thing that I'm going to do is cut and prep and fuzz our lovely transfer. This is our fuzzing cloth. Remember that you can either purchase a fuzzing cloth from my Chalk site, or you can use any type of cloth fabric, preferably a terry cloth towel, for the fuzzing process. And this is the transfer we're going to use. So what we're going to do is open our transfer, take it out. We'll put our packaging to the side, and then we're gonna cut the pieces that I'm gonna cut the pieces that I'm gonna use real quick for you guys. And then we will start the fuzzing process and go from there. So of course I'm going to use that piece. And I'm going to use my next piece. Cut my next piece that I'm going to use. I'm not the best person at cutting, but as long as you get what you need far as like the mesh part, then you're good. So we're done with the scissors far as that. So I'm going to put my scissors away. And then I'm going to start the fuzzing process. So remember, we peel from top to bottom. And we can put these, which are called our backers, to the side. So I'm going to lay it to the side. And then I'm just going to fuzz. This is a newer transfer. I will always tell you this. This is a newer transfer. So what we're going to be doing is fuzzing a few more times than we would an older transfer. Just to get a little bit of the fuzz on the back of the adhesive part, so it won't stick so much and ruin our transfers. Because these transfers are reusable. So you can use them as many times as you want if they are taken care of. So you definitely have to make sure you have much care. Usually with my newer transfers, I try to fuzz maybe about 3 or 4 times, but you can fuzz as much as you need to. So I'm going to put my fuzzing cloth to the side for a moment, and I'm going to lay this piece that I just fuzzed. So we'll get this laid out exactly where we want it. I can use all the pieces, I'm not very sure though. Just laid out. Possibly I could just look over, but I think I like it right there. Let's see. I'm just gonna lay these right now. They haven't been fuzzed yet, so they still have the backers on them. I'm just kind of seeing where I want everything at. Okay. So I'm gonna fuzz my next piece. So this is a little bit of a process that you have to make sure you're very consistent with. Fuzzing is a really good option. I mean, if you forget, it's not like the end of the world, but it's a good idea, especially on the newer transfers. Some of my older transfers, it still has a little bit of fuzz even after cleaning. So, I mean, that's really, really okay. It still brings back the adhesive. It's not just really, my transfers aren't ruined. So you just make sure you take care of these pieces or these transfers, not pieces, excuse me, because you want to make sure that you can keep using them, especially if you're a designer that is consistent with doing, if you're doing like, what are they? Finished goods. If you sell finished goods, you definitely want to make sure you take care of your transfers. I mean, if you set aside options to buy double of everything, then, I mean, you can go right ahead, because it's always good to have that side amount. So it's a really, really good option to have. But I personally don't have double. I mean, I have a double of a few items, but not a lot. Because it's just the process of taking care of everything and making sure everything is good. So I put these backers to the side of the ones that I've already fuzzed. And then I have a little bit of a different technique that I have for you guys with the high. So I'm going to set this to the side because we'll be using that a little bit later. But now I can get ready to paste for all of these pieces, the transfers that I have laid out. Okay, so for the paste that we have, this is the bright white that I'm going to use first. How I usually prep my paste is after I use them, I close them, I spray a little bit into the I spray a little bit of water into the paste and then I close it. That's after I've used it. And then it looks something like this. You do not want the chunky consistency when pasting. So what you will do is stir. My white usually takes a little bit of my time to prep. So you just got to make sure you do not have that chunky consistency. You want sour cream or yogurt consistency. That's one of the tips that I will always give throughout my videos. If you're subscribed, that's always what I will always say about any of the pastes that we use throughout any of my videos, because I want you guys to remember, and I don't want your pastes to go bad on you. So giving it a nice little stir to a good consistency is always good, always key. So we're going to use the small size squeegee for the white paste because I'm going to go straight down onto the typewriter with the bright white. So we'll get a good amount on it, and then I'm just going to go all the way across, making sure I have a good amount everywhere so that I can be able to paste, scrape across the board. And then I'm going to just make sure I go down and get into every mesh part. Mesh, I'm talking about like where you see the wording at, and it's that, not our couture teal color. It's that mesh color, or mesh feel, I guess you could say. So I'm going to go all the way across, make sure I'm getting every piece of the typewriter covered, so that when I peel it up, it maybe won't peel the paste up, and then it'll be nice and covered. So I'm going to just go back over it, making sure I got every area covered nicely. And then I'm going to wipe all my excess paste off onto my, back into my jar. And then I have a few napkins over here that I'm going to use because I had a good amount on this one. So I'm going to kind of wipe a little bit. Don't take too long wiping because you do not want your transfer to ruin with paste stuck to it. It'd be hard to clean off. So I'm going to get all the excess off of the transfer before I peel. Making sure I get it all in every area that I may have a second layer onto my transfer. I'll just scrape all of the excess off. Put it back into the jar. And I'm going to lay that to the side for a moment. And then we're going to peel. So I usually try to get it peeled up from the corner, and then I go straight to the middle, because you're supposed to peel up from the middle. And then we'll get and there you have it. You have a typewriter. Have a little bit right there, but we have a way we can fix that. All right. Let's go to the next area. Making it up as I go. So we'll put the white to the side, and we're going to start on our lovely candy apple. I love this apple color. This candy apple red. It's a really cute color. Cute red. I love it. All right. So I'm going to give this one a nice stir because it's new. So I'm going to give it a stir so it should be pretty good. It should have a nice little consistency, which it does. It has a great consistency of the yogurt, sour cream consistency. So just giving it a little stir to kind of wake it up is always a good idea. So while this is drying, I can get this part taken care of. And we're going to go with the smaller squeegee. And I'm just going to go across, making sure I got every area, just like I did with the typewriter. And then I'm going to wipe the excess off. And I'm going to get the excess off of the transfer. And there you have it. Then we'll peel. I laid this one down kind of well, so I usually get one of my stair sticks and kind of lift it up to kind of see where I'm at. We're going to peel it straight up. And there you go. Super cute. Super cute. And that red is an amazing color. It's bright. It's really glossy look. Gives a glossy look, so it's really cute. So let's go ahead and do the take note. This shouldn't take much, but we want to make sure we got every area covered. I'll wipe this excess off. And then I'm going to get the excess from which wasn't much. And then we're going to peel and reveal, which is super cute. And then any of our transfers that you've pasted on, like what we just did, you put them in your water bath, sticky side up, so that the paste can kind of clean up itself a little bit, and then you clean it up nicely. So this is what that looks like. Now, with what I have, I'm going to go ahead and put this up really quick because I'm done with the red, I believe. No, I'm not done with the red. I'm done with the white. So I'm going to put the white, get the white all cleaned up. Show you guys how I do that real quick. I get it, all of the excess off and kind of I'll clean it up and get it all scraped down. Then I'll spray a little bit of water in it and put the top on top. And then I'll close it up nice and tight so that we can make sure that it's not getting any type of air in it, because any air, I found out, will definitely ruin any of that paste. So we're going to let this dry. It's drying pretty quick, so it's doing really well before we lay down any of our things. But my other option that I have for you guys, give me one moment, is to kind of dry quickly when you're layering on an item. Like we'll be kind of layering the high right here to keep from the paste getting to the back of this transfer. You can use the blow drying method, which I'll show you guys that real quick. So I'm going to be silent for a moment because it's going to be kind of loud. So you can kind of, to kind of get it to dry quickly and make sure to have it, whenever I'm doing the layering method, I make sure I blow dry it just a little bit, even if I know that it's dry. I kind of do a little blow drying because I don't want it to stick to the back of my transfer and then it messes up the display. So we'll put it on low, kind of give it a nice little blow of air. For just maybe a few seconds, maybe about 30 seconds, I usually go over to give it a little bit of, to make certain that my paste is dry. Alright, so one moment. Alright, let me put that to the side. Alright, so I know for sure in this area is dry. So I'm going to peel my high and then I'm going to go ahead and fuzz it real quick over to the side. Remember the fuzzing process. You always have to fuzz every, lay it in my hand so you guys can see. Every transfer that you have, it is definitely a good idea to fuzz. If you forget, like I said, it's okay. But you don't want to risk ruining your transfer or, you know, making it harder for you to use the next time. Alright, so we got that fuzz. We're going to get our paste back. And I'm going to stick the high right in the center. Because this is something we typed up. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. We used our little typewriter and took note. We took note. I'm just making sure my mesh part in the center is laid down. Not necessarily worried about the edges of the high, so that it kind of won't risk peeling it up anyway, even after drying it. So give it a good little cover up. Scraping the excess off. And going straight across to clean it. And then we're going to peel it up. And there we go. Super cute. Super cute. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this up, and then I got some more stuff for you guys. Going through the whole entire process when it comes to chalking, when it comes to cleaning your transfers, putting them back on the backer, things like that, really helps. So I will give you that information today. Putting my paste up. All right, I'm done with this and this. Right there. Okay, so now that we're done pasting. We got every idea that we have on it. Looks super cute, really nice. But the good thing about these particular transfers that not transfers, but surfaces that I have on my chalk site, the ones they do display on them that if you can erase, or, you know, if it's erasable or if it's a one-time use. Well, this particular one, like I said in the beginning of the video, is erasable. So any areas like this particular side, I went off of the board a little bit. So what I do is get a napkin, spray a little bit, and, well, it took off some of my paint on my finger. And then I'm going to just go along the edge. To clean it up. Wherever you have any marks, you can definitely clean it up and just go from there, and it looks amazing. So these are, like I said, it is the Couture, the gallery board, the Couture gallery board 8 in white frame, 9 by 12. And this particular transfer that I used is the Vintage Typewriter, and it's the April Club Couture transfer. So it's super cute. And I use the bright white paste for the typewriter, and for any type of the writing, I use the candy apple. So that's our end result, and it turned out super, super cute. So I'm going to put that up on the top, and then we're going to get our next step, which is my cleaning process. Searching for stuff real quick, guys. So my cleaning process and your cleaning process, if you decide to be a part of the Club Couture, or if you decide to become a designer, anything like that, you will have any size bowl or tray, anything that you use to put in water. As you can see, mine's already started cleaning itself and things like that. So what you will need, maybe a few napkins. These are our Couture board erasers. They come in a 2-pack, and they are very, very useful. You can use them to scrub the paste or ink off of your Club Couture surfaces and transfers. You wet with water and gently scrub the surface. It helps remove some ghosting and staining, and may scratch some surfaces. Test on small areas first. So you make sure you test before using on any of the surfaces, because it could possibly scratch. I haven't had that issue yet, but just be a little aware of that. This one I've used faithfully, as you can kind of see. I've used it pretty well. So that's something else that I have to the side. And then I usually have just a huge towel to the side, laying to the side, so that I can kind of lay my surfaces down when I need to during a cleaning process. I usually use my fuzzing towel also, but I kind of went away with that and just got a little old towel. As you can see, I bleached this towel several times. So let's get to cleaning. So the first thing I'm going to do is get all of my pastes. I'm going to let my transfer soak a little bit more. So I'm going to get my stair sticks cleaned up. Get those all cleaned up. And I usually just dip them in the water. Clean off every sides with a napkin and lay it to the side. Same thing with all of these. I just do a little hand wash with them. Make sure I'm getting them all cleaned off on every side and just lay them down. With this small size squeegee, do the same thing. Some of the squeegees in our emblem on them, they kind of get a little bit of chalk in them. It's easy to clean out. Sometimes I'll get like a little something that has like a pointy end and just kind of clean around it. Let me see. I might have something to show you guys. Not sure. Oh, yeah. Here is some text. So just to kind of clean, as you see, clean out that. It kind of loosens it up a little bit. Helps to keep from getting all that clogging. And then you can clean it out and put it to the side. And then same thing for the mini squeegee. It also has the Chalk Couture logo on it. So you have to make sure, and if it doesn't bother you, it's okay. But it bothers me because I don't want it to keep building up the paste or the ink. So I kind of want to just make sure I clean it out. Go all the way around it and put it to the side. I think that's all those I used. So put that up, and then I'm going to take these and go ahead and put these up because I need a little bit more room for my transfers. So I usually put my stair sticks back into the packaging, the ones that I use for myself. And then I get started on my transfers. So what I do is I dip just the end of my board eraser into the water and just go across nicely. I'll go across in the water, and then once I feel like it's nice and clean, I'll squeeze it out, lay it to the side, and then I'll lay it over here and go across the back and across the front one more time, and then I'll just lay it out to dry with the sticky side up. So when you lay it out sticky side up, then I'll just do the same thing. Oh, sorry. I'll do the same thing with, scoot it down a little bit. Do the same thing with all of these. Squeeze it out. Lay this to the side. Lay it down. Kind of check it out a little bit. Clean the front of it. Flip it over. Go over the back one time. And then lay it sticky side up. Do the same thing. Dip it. We're going to wash it like throughout the water. Making sure I get every bit of the paste off. Squeeze it out. Put it to the side. Lay it down. Clean the back. Give the front. And lay it sticky side up. Then this is the bigger one. So I'm going to flip it so I can get a nice cleaning across the front in the water. You don't want to like pull too hard because you don't want to stretch the mesh part, and then you don't want to get you don't want it to stick. So let me get my, alright, so I'm just gonna rub across, take a look, get this other corner, rub across, squeeze it out. Gonna drip it a little bit. Then I'm gonna go across the back really easily so I won't take all the adhesive off. Just to get the paste off of it is what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna go across the front to get the paste off. Because some of the paste can stick into the corners in the areas. And then I'm just gonna flip it. And then I usually let mine dry. I let it sit out to dry for about, I usually do about maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Just let it sit and dry in my little office space. And then I will take I'll go dump my water and things like that. And then I will take my backers. Oh, sorry guys. I'll take my backers and put them right here next to them so I can remember where I laid them. And then once they're dry, you put them back. I wonder if this one's dry. It's not too much. I'll do that one for you guys. Once you get it dry, on the backers, they have like a more, I don't know if you can tell, but it has a more slick side and then a more of a matte side. The slick side is where you're going to put the adhesive. So since this one's practically dry, I'm going to show you guys. So how I like to do it, sometimes with my bigger ones, I'll lay the transfer onto it. But with my smaller ones, I usually just go ahead and hold it, and then go straight across. If you feel more comfortable with laying it down like this and then putting the backer onto it, that is totally up to you. You can do it however you feel comfortable doing it. However works out for you is what you can do. So try again. I just usually lay it, make sure corner to corner is lined up. I hold it and then just go straight across, making sure that it's onto the backer and I can use it again. And then I just put it back into its plastic wrapping so I can remember, and it's labeled, and then I hang it onto my transfer wall. So that is how you put these back onto the backer, and then I put them all together and put them back into the plastic the way that it's supposed to be. And I think that is it, you guys. I really do appreciate it. There's a last look at our design on our couture board. Super, super cute. If you have any questions, you can definitely comment. Make sure you comment join if you would like to join my team. You can comment club if you would like more information about the Club Couture, or if you would like to join Club Couture and receive a monthly transfer, and you can chalk and paste on things on surfaces that you may have at home. Also, I have some future plans and things that I will have for you guys to purchase to be able to use if that's something that you want to do. Also follow me on Instagram at Creations by Autumn 1. There's a little bit of information on that. If you also would like to use any of these products that I'm using now without joining the club or without becoming a designer, you can check out my Chalk site. I will put the link in the description for you guys to check out my site and see kind of what I have, the surfaces, any of the transfers from the paste, anything like that is on that particular site. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.